Hi, buddy. Hollow Pursuits. Cool. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, let me guess. You're standing in front of Craig, bounty hunter non-parelli, because you've a mind to aid me in felling the dread of phronesis. Do I have the right of it? Or do I have the right of it? You have the right of it. Willing to throw caution to wind and strike off to do battle with a nigh indomitable foe, eh? Why, I've got the feeling the two of us will get along just fine. Oh, this boy, huh? Allow me to elaborate. Phronesis isn't just your run-of-the-mill straight-in eater. He's one of the nastiest the realm has ever seen. Formed from the remains of one of those goddamn warriors of light. There are 4 of them all told, crawled up from the bowels of the deepest hell after being burned for nigh on a century. If the tales are true, people have come to call them the cardinal virtues. Before he was transformed into a sin-eater, Phronesis was none other than Archmagus Nelbert, whose baleful magics were feared the realm over. Though it's only been a few short years since he first showed up in Armorang, he's already preyed on far too many innocents, with his foul sorcery. Not keen on seeking their trade routes disrupted, the local merchants have placed a healthy bounty on his head. Of course, I'd like nothing more than to fell the fiend single-handed and claim the entire bounty for myself. Unfortunately, circumstances have dictated that I recruit a champion, and that's where you come in. Provided that you can prove me that you possess the rather, specialised set of skills I require, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, wouldn't you say? Have you fancied yourself up to the task? Come find me in Armorang. I mean to set off for there shortly. Alright, buddy. What feels you? Feels you well and true and proper? Oh, was that Hollow Pursuits? Yeah, there we go. Ba-dum. Alrighty. Alrighty. This place, eh? Wait, sometimes here we did. We didn't have. Buddy. So you came. It's good to see someone who isn't all talk. As fortune would have it, another sin-eater, a far less imposing specimen than Protheus, of course, has been sighted just to the west of here. Prove to me you've skill to back up your words and we'll talk further. Sure thing. Chicken wing. Hey, Yosuke. Steer it forward, but eh? Easy peasy. He satisfied. Good show, friend. I wasn't sure what to expect from you, but seeing you in that battle has left me with little doubt. Oops, sorry. Seems I've found myself a formidable ally. And so I'll extend the offer in earnest. Help me undown Phronesis. And we'll split the bounty down the middle. Well, what'd you say? That's the spirit. Now there's more you should know before we proceed. Come with me to Mordsuk, my base of operations, and I'll fill you in on the details. Sure will. I'm coming. Bum bum bum. Buddy. Welcome to Mordsuk, friend. As you can see, it's a bustling trade post frequented by merchants from across the realm. At least, it was before Phronesis showed up and started preying on unwitting travellers. Hence the bounty, you see. The lucrative reward has attracted the attention of one capable bounty hunter after the next. Yet the fiend still roams free. You probably imagine why. Those few of us who've seen Phronesis and returned to tell the tale speak of the great horrors they witnessed. Cavernous black holes materializing out of thin air, swallowing everything around them into the abyss. Sounds appetizing. People have taken to calling them the Hollows. Rumour has it that one barely has time to lay eyes on Phronesis before he summons forth the Hollows, which proceed to consume everything in sight. And I do mean everything. Just the other day an entire caravan was devoured by the Hollows, leaving only nothingness behind. Mages have postulated that these holes are literally tears in the fabric of our reality. Gateways to other worlds. To put it another way, at any rate, suffice to say that the next man to come back from the void will be the first. And yet there's something odd about it. Witnesses say that Phronesis doesn't seem to go out of his way to prey on people or settlements. He simply shambles across the wastes, summoning hollows one after the next, and the destruction follows as a matter of course. Needless to say, drawing too near to the fiend is tantamount to suicide. The attacks from afar have been all but futile. Phronesis simply summons the hollows to consume every incoming arrow. With every conceivable means of attack foiled, even the most savvy bounty hunters have all but thrown up their hands. Even though the bounty now stands at some 9 or 10-fold of the original amount. I'm of a different mind, however. The way I see it, if only there was a way to neutralize the hollows, we'd be more than stand a chance against Phronesis himself. This is why I require your services. You're easily triumph over the cynics of we spoke clear. You're a mage of no common skill. If anyone has the arcane knowledge and aptitude to help me figure out a way to defend against the hollows, it's you. Alright, thanks, man. Don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden, and so, I plan to gather all the information we need before asking you to put yourself in harm's way. And with that, I'd best get to work. Once I've formulated a proper plan of attack, we'll talk again. Until then, I suggest you continue to hone your casting skills. The battle awaits us will not be an easy one. Alright, buddy. I have returned already. Ah, there you are, and your timing couldn't be better. And luck would have it, a little bird told me that Phronesis was sighted in the vicinity not long ago. Alright, Don't worry, I've no intention of rushing off like a fool. Me plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from afar, that we might observe the others with our own eyes and formulate a suitable plan of attack. To that end, I procured this mannequin here from a merchant acquaintance, a man at Questline. By setting it on Francis's tail, I mean to gauge just how wide of a berth we must keep from the fiend as to not be sucked up into the void. Shed no tears for the little fella, friend. His sacrifice will be key to our success, and yet, as you can see, he's not quite in the best state of repair. Pray lend me a hand in procuring what we need to get him back on his feet. Alrighty. You're a lifesaver, friend. I just spotted some nasty-looking sandskin Sibuli looking around to east, and I do believe that their tenders should serve well to put some spring back into the little fella's step. Snap one for me, and I'll see to it repairs. Alright, buddy. Let's stir it. I got this. Boom, ba dum, boom, ba boom, ba ba. I got this. Boom, ba dum, boom, ba boom, ba ba. I got this. Boom, ba dum, boom, ba dum, ba. I got this. Here we go. What is rain? I'm tapping my foot. Yeah, yeah. Wait. I was tapping my foot. How dare you interrupt me? Go back a little bit. That's right, you get out of here. Well, I guess you're not going anywhere. I apologise for my rudeness. Could you ever forgive me? Hello there. Any luck finding that tendon? For my part, I've acquired something that should serve as a makeshift gear. Cost me an arm and a leg, but hey, if it helps us claim that bounty in end, it'll be more than worth it. Cool. Perfect. Yes, I reckon this is durable and elastic enough to replace the mannequin's snap drive belt. I'll fetch me toolbox and get started straight away. In the meantime, why don't you scout us out a suitable lookout point? Provensis was last sighted just southeast of town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main thoroughfare. Alright, buddy. You got it. Oh, it's pretty moon. It's pretty moon, aye. Wish you could see it. Can you see out there if you go high enough? I was just wondering if, like, the land's changed from being all deserty. Now that we brought back life in Eden. Can't really tell. Alright. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Oh there, friend. As you see, our clockwork friend is back in tip-top shape. And since it appears you've found us the perfect lookout spot, why don't we get down to work? I'll kindle us a fire. We might be here for a while, eh? Sure. Sure thing. I like that shot, that's nice. Well, I'll be. There's the bastard. Look closely now, and hold your gaze. You must witness the sheer horror with your own two eyes. No, we mustn't send the mannequin too soon. If Francis sees it, he may very well blast it to bits before it has a chance to investigate the hollows. Hey buddy, long time no see, eh? And there he goes. I'll send the mannequin in to trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. I'm gonna enjoy that poor bugger getting torn up. Bless him, he's adorable. Oh, buddy. Just as I expected. Gone without a trace. Shed no tears for our little friend. Through his sacrifice, we know just how much distance we keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now it's your turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close, lest you fancy a vacation to a dark, shadowy abyss. Aye. It's as if the shadowy whirlwind rages inside, ready to suck everything into the void. I've seen many a horrific sight in my day, but this sends a shiver up my spine. Let me out. It's so dark in here. Why the pale face, friend? You look as if you've seen a ghost. You not hear that? A voice, you say? From inside the hollow? But that's impossible. Is anyone out there? Please, help me. Help me out of here. Are you... over here? Was that a voice? Is someone out there? If you can hear me, please. You must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees. Even an ether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? That voice. What in the God's name is it saying? The voice of a boy, you say? Claims he's lost inside, with no ether current to follow. Sounds like he's adrift in the flow. Not unlike what would happen if an etherite to which one was teleporting was destroyed in mid-journey. Hey, wait a minute. What if there was somewhere you could channel your ether into the void? Might that not follow your etheric form to serve a beacon of some sort to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I know we'd go about that. I'm willing to try, buddy. You reckon you could do just that? I wasn't even thinking of asking how. Do your damnedest. Come on, Ty. We got this, buddy. I believe in you. Wicked, why? I knew you were no ordinary sinner. But even still, you find ways to surprise me. Alright, kiddo. Where am I? Well, I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, eh? But for now, this boy needs our care. Let's carry him back to Mordsook and find him a warm bed and some nourishment. Sounds like a plan, Batman. Alrighty. Drinko bows, Emmett Silk smells. Graha laid an egg. Good God, no. The boy's resting now. He's weak, but not wounded. At least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? There is much we must ask him when he awakens. On another subject, this might be an odd question, but have you ever looked after a child before? As a matter of fact, you don't say. In that case, he's all yours. I'm jesting, friends. I can't very well tie you down here forever. Worry not, I'll manage somehow. Suppose the first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale after all. Thinks I'll go hunting for some meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first. After all, he may be suffering from some ailment inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should. Damn it all. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Well, I just started. Calm thyself. Ah, there you are. You'll be happy to know that the boy's awake, and seems to be no worse for the wear. Physically speaking, at least. There's just one rub, you see. He has no real collection of where he came from, or just that I managed to get swallowed up into the void. In fact, other than his own name, Taina, he can't remember much of anything at all. He seems a good lad, mind you. Eats me half-caste cooking and with a smile and nary a word of complaint. Yeah, I reckon he's hurting inside, and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. I suggested that he go for a stroll around Mordsook in hopes that these sights might help to jog his memories. He can't have wandered far. Why don't you go check on him? Alright, buddy. I shall do just that. Oh, I've done that again. Silly Belly. I realise this is something of a detour, but we simply can't leave a poor amnesiac orphan to fend for himself now, can we? Let's find the boy a safe home as soon as we can. Good with me. Do not tell me. You are the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. Well, I'll be damned. The boy's a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carer who examined him said they could feel great power welling up from within him. Despite his young age, Tene here seems to possess a remarkable command in the magic arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am, or where I come from. Only the darkness. No need for apologies, boy. You did well just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were adrift in the void? That I remember, or at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. If the hollows truly are a gap between worlds, that would mean that someone recently travelled from ours to another. Or from another to ours, but that's not possible. Or is it? You'd be surprised. You know something I don't, friend. Worry not. I won't pry for details. Now, well, no sense in racking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do. Namely, finding the boy here at home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You truly do that for me? For me? But the two of you have already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Ah, it's no burden at all. We can figure out just who you are, and where you came from. It might just lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider options. One possibility is that you're an orphan, all alone in the world, with not a soul to care for or look after you. And yet, this seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical powers you possess say otherwise. If you are truly as skilled as magic as they say, then it stands to reason that someone trained you in art. Who this master of yours is, and whether you are of their blood, or simply receive their tutelage, this I cannot say, but either way, I'm certain they're worried sick about you. If that truly is so, I would very much like to meet this person too. Oh, let's get to it then, eh? That settles it then. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Mordsuke in the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Trainer's description, which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town who travels often. Take him far afield. Let us have a talk with him and see if he's heard any helpful rumours. Alrighty. Ba bum bum ba ba da boom. Nice, nice. Here we go. Impressive how Trainer's managed to keep himself together, eh? The boy's mature beyond his years, no doubt. The two of you are far too kind. I cannot thank you enough. Rumours of a missing boy, you say? Funny that you ask. It's a long shot. I reckon I overheard something the other day that might be of use. On the way to Mordsuke, I stopped over at an inn in Journey's End. There I met an ailing mage. As the carers told it, he'd been ambushed by a sin eater and was separated from his child in battle. This sounds about right. Bloody else could it be? If the sin eater that attacked the poor man was Provensis, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he could be my father? We must go to him at once. Agreed. I only hope that the man is... No, there is no point in presuming the worst. Let's make for the inn and see what the carers can tell us. Sounds good to me. Is there a thing over there? There is. Let us be lazy. Oh there, there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we might have him right here. I fear there must be some mistake. The boy in question has already been found. This is him, right here. Well, shit. He looks familiar. Oh, so it wasn't my father after all. This boy with you, he too has been separated from his family. Just so. We heard that a man here was looking for his son and we just hoped. Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there's so many people here, yes? Might I ask around and see if any of them others are my family? But of course, yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It is not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Indeed it's not. Yes, that means either myself or Ty should accompany him. I'll go with him. The walk might help me take my mind off things. Not a bad idea. If the lad doesn't mind, I reckon Tainer would rather be with someone his own age. Alright, pals. Take his mind off things. Speaking of which, how's the boy's father holding out? I fear the pubman has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer. The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. I see. Reckon we should find someone to look after Trainer as well. Don't get me wrong, friend. I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family. But we have no other leads. And a deadly sin eater's still on the loose. If the lad tags along with us every step of the way, he's far more likely to end up dead or worse than to ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch after Trainer for the time being. Get back to the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Very well, but we must see that he is safe. Aye, that goes without saying. Let's have a talk with the proprietor of the Wandering Stars. He's a kindly enough chap, who knows damn near everyone in these parts. With any luck, he'll be able to direct us to a willing and able guardian. Alrighty. Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's the best we can do for the boy given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find and hand him and share news. Don't worry, it's my decision and I tend to take responsibility for it. Alright. Yeah, alright. Bada boom. Jump in. Oh. I'm sorry. It's my fault. Bad news, friend. It seems the two young uns got into a quarrel of sorts and Tainer's up and run away. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come out from one of the hollows. The other boy put two and two together and he figured he'd been attacked by a sin eater. Then I said, my dad was attacked by a sin eater, and then he turned into one himself, so I asked, what if you turn into a sin eater too? Tanner's face went all white. He kept saying, what do you mean? What do you mean? Over and over, and over again. I couldn't take it anymore. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him, shut up, just shut up. I bet you're turning into a sin eater already. Why did I say that's such a mean and nasty thing? Don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you had a rough time or go of it these past few days. Nobody could blame either one of you for feeling a bit on edge. But we must hurry and find Tainer before he comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to west and you take east, and be careful out there. You too, buddy. You'll bring Trainer back, won't you? I just want to tell him I'm sorry. We certainly intend to. We'll see, I guess. Oh, bugger. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. What you got yourself into now, eh? Oof, that was our first bloody screech, wasn't it? Crikey. Weird timing. Just want to check something. not that companion. You got a skill? No. Okay, buddy. Feels like it's been a while since you leveled it. There. When I heard the clamour of battle, I feared the worst, but I see that you have everything under control. Are you okay, lad? Forgive me, I don't deserve this kindness. I was just so scared. I was worried about what would become of me if I never recovered my memories. And I started thinking, what if I end up like that boy's father? What if it's already happening to me? And that's one matter you needn't worry yourself with. The carer who examined you told me as much. You suffered no direct wounds. You're in no more danger of turning into a sin eater than Ty or me. Is that so? That's good to hear, but I must apologize to that boy. I should have known better than to badger him about such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing that. He was saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad. And you've been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. There is still so much I do not understand about this world. Why does no one here know me? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Could be from another world. You did suggest that the portals were route-ways to different worlds. Why? Why must it be this way? If only I could remember something. Anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am. And I'm sick of being alone. Here we go. Now it's your turn, Tainer, and do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. Your command of magic is equal of my own, but I can succeed. There is no reason why you cannot. Free your mind and don't of worry, and focus. Thank you, Ardbet. I should try my best. Wicked White, are you alright, Ty? I have news. I remember now. I was standing here on these blighted plains, my head hung low in shame. Then Ardbet turned to me with a smile and heartening words. Ardbet, why does that name sound so familiar? I reckon we've much to discuss, but not in this godforsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. Sounds good. Ardbet, the Sinnies we're facing, hunting. Well, it's my assumption anyway. Sounds familiar. Familiar. Alright. Alright, get back in here. Let me back in. Ooh, I want to come in. Okay. I do hope you'll forgive me. We have much to discuss, but first, we should let the two boys make their peace. Trainer, are you alright? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for reacting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I seem to have recovered some of my memories. Really? That's wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared and alone anymore. I'm leaving to go live in the Crystarium with my relatives. Promise me you'll come visit. I mean, after you get your memories and all, of course. It's a promise. Until next time, my friend. Aw, bless him. How adorable. I knew you two would work things out. Now let's return to Motsuk. We have more than our share of questions that need answering. Do indeed. Let's get there. Turn me bloody lights on. Starting to get a bit dark, it is. Fellas, I cannot help but feel I also made a promise to that boy in my memories. Now about was it? As I saw. First you fainted and all of a sudden, when you came to, a portion of Tana's memories had returned. What in the world happened out there? The power to look into the past, eh? And you're certain that's what Ty described matches up with your recollection of the past? I don't know how to break this to you, lad, but your friend Ardbet was with you that day. He's no ordinary boy. He's none other than the very man who became Forensius. One of those god-stamped warriors of light. He was just a young child in your memories. That means that what you saw took place over 100 years ago. Would that it were just a coincidence? Another boy with the same name, but no. Judging from the formidable Commander Magic, we can only assume it was him. On the way back, I managed to recall some more about Ardbet myself. We were taken in by a group of mages, a consortium of sorts. They were searching for a means to open a hole in another world, and were recruiting young children with high magical aptitude for the task. Ardbet and myself were the two they chose. You can't be serious, and yet, that would explain the Sin Eater's ability to summon those damned hollows. And if you possess the same knowledge and training as Ardbet did, it could explain why you were able to survive in there all this time. But what I don't understand is, why haven't you aged at all? Pocket dimension. I cannot say for sure, and yet my memories, they are slowly coming back to me. In time, I may be able to help you find a way to close the hollows. You'd be a lifesaver if you could, but don't overburden yourself. You're still recovering after all. In the meantime, don't worry. Ty and I'll see that you're safe. I'd thought Taylor was a victim of the Sin Eater. To think he was actually friends with the man himself. Back when he was still a man. This can't be simple coincidence. Yes, I'm convinced of it now. The child holds the key to defeating Phronesis. And we must keep him safe, and not let him out of our sight. Besides, look at how hard he's trying to recover his memories. I'm not so heartless as to kick the poor lad aside before he's figured matters out. I'm proud of you. But we can't very well rush things. You and I will continue to prepare for the battle ahead, while waiting for the rest of the trainer's members to come back to him. That is to say, if that's alright with you, lad. I'm sorry. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Look, lad, I've only known you a short while, but I can tell you've a good heart, and a good head on your shoulders. I can only begin to imagine the orders you've been through, not to mention the fears and uncertainty you now face. But I want you to promise me this, no more apologies. You're no burden to us, not in the least. You're a valuable member of our band, and as long as you're willing, I want you with us. Isn't that right, Ty? It is indeed. I see. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Ty. I will aid you in this quest in whatever way I can. Now that's more like it. We're counting on you, lad.